starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody, and welcome back to another awesome show here on the Kryptonite Show. Woohoo! It's going to have a lot of fun. Your host, Superman, in the house. And it is, PulseChain season. It is upon us. And, bring on Christmas. That's all we can say. I think we've got a few awesome things being said by Richard at the moment. A lot of things being done. We've got Liberty Swap out there, ratcheting it up. I mean, they just got their countdown, and it is counting down. I think it's 2 days. We're going to check that out today, too. So we're going to go through Richard Hart. We've got the Monster Thread, the PulseChain Weekly News, out for the week number 12. Fantastic. And, of course, last week, over 28,000 views. What will it do this week? We're just starting to have that inflection point on PulseChain and, of course, starting to get into the rally side. So, man, the community is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger with all the hottest news there. We're going to go through that today. Big shout out to MVS Crypto, Editor-in-Chief and our promotional lead at the Kryptonite Show, doing a wonderful job. We're going to get into, a lot of alpha stuff today from a lot of big project teams commenting on the action from the TS through to Solid X. We're going to have a bit of it all. It's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to get into the strategic reserve again because I think we need to really zoom down on that and see how bullish that is for crypto going forward. It is massive, guys. So I'm going to cover that again. We're also going to get into a bit of stuff around Taurus and cryptographics. Doing some amazing stuff, and a big shout out to Ali Kane out there too, with his trade brawls looking good also. But there's lots starting to happen on PulseChain. It's going to get really busy, and it's exciting. It's exciting where we're at the moment, the turning point. So let's get out here. We're going to talk about that again. So we've got Kryptonite in house there. Never seen a more bullish tweet by RH. Absolutely, very, very exciting. And we got convinced RH developed Liberty Swap, says Kryptonite. Yeah, definitely some association there for sure. They seem to have back channels in there. Looking very, very good. We got Wookie in the house as well. Wookie on the spot. Zoom. Wookie is here. Good to see you. Well, the other connection is Racker Michelle's kind of alluded to connections as well in the back channels through to Richard Hart. So there's definitely things happening in the background there. Kind of cool. All right, what else are we going to do? We're going to talk about all that stuff. We've got so much. We're going to start with the stock market. We're going to quickly go through crypto, the crypto markets. So we're going to get straight into the strategic reserve, talk about Richard Hart's post again, and then we're going to get into the monster thread. Actually, we're going to go through the markets, get to the monster thread. We're going to go to the lots of other stuff. We've got such a big lineup today. Enjoy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Eddie in house says exciting times with RH said faces will be melted. I know. The word was pretty hyper bullish, as Kryptonite said. Very, very cool. All right, so without further ado, let's get straight into it and kick it off. If you've not followed on, of course, X, smash the follow. Heading towards that 1,000 mark, rebuilding the channel up. They took down my other channels, you guys know. And if you're on YouTube, definitely smash the subscribe button there. Also, all I was going to say, it was a big shout to PulseChain X. It's one of the YouTube channels that we're streaming to. Really getting good growth over there, and really welcome to everybody over on PulseChain X. Big shout out. We are streaming to 4 channels at the moment, just so you guys know. Just so you're going to know. All right, so very, very exciting. All right, let's get going. We've got Duke of Booze in the house there. And cheers, everybody. Hey, Duke of Booze, always good to see you in the house. And Frank White as well. Frank White reposted the stream. I appreciate that, Frank White. Yeah, definitely smash the stream out. That's the link right there. All right, well, that's enough of an intro. Let's get into the show and kick it off here with some of the cool stuff that's going on here with the stock market, because it's still looking pretty groovy out there. It's still looking pretty groovy. All right, so stock market there at the moment, we've got S&P 500 closes flat as Mag 7 earnings. So Mag means Magnificent 7, the top 7 companies in the NASDAQ there. And S&P 500. We've got Fed decision loom. And, of course, we got the Dow Jones there down about 0.14%, 64 points to 44,837. Remember, the Dow Jones got like the top 30 industrial kind of firms in it. S&P 500 is pretty flat. It's up slightly, 1 point to 6,389. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, is up a 30% at 70 points, 21,178. Now, we've had, I think it's about 3 weeks of earnings season. We've had like the first 2 weeks, I think it is, and we've got another week ahead of us. But then the week ahead of us it's got, I think, 5 out of the 7 magnificent firms, 7 firms coming up. So it's a huge week this week for the stock market, massive, with 5, I think at least 5 of the 7. I think we had 2 last week, 5 more to go. So this is huge for this week, more bullishness environment. And so far, earning seasons has been really, really attractive. So very, very cool. Dollar at the moment is a 98.39. And of course, that is slightly devalued since Trump came in at 108. It was. So it's at 98 at the moment. I think it's been as low as about 95. We've got the commodities at the moment. West Texas, $66.86, up slightly. We've got Brent oil there down slightly at $69.47. That's certainly been a big win for Trump, getting the oil prices down. So very cool. And it may go down further once, more production comes out for the United States and things like that. We've got gold at the moment, $3,368, pretty flat. And silver, which has been a really, really cool move, is up at $38, but we're expecting it to go way higher, guys, way higher, 75 to 125. Bring it on, and we've got the perfect conditions for that. So that's pretty much where we are with the markets. Obviously, some of the big news over the night or over yesterday was the US-EU reached a trade deal. So it's pretty cool. A deal that includes a 15% tariff for the EU goods entering the United States. The deal basically encompasses EU purchases of US energy and military gear, along with substantial investment in the American economy. So America wins, 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 wins. Trump's made a very good deal there. EU is very difficult to deal with. It has committed to purchasing, the EU is committed to purchasing $750 billion worth of energy. Now, obviously, the Europeans have been terrible with the energy management, particularly Germany taking down all their nuclear plants. I think they had 5 or 6 of them. They took them all down. They were all gleeful about it. And of course, it turned out to be a disaster. And now they're using a lot of coal and importing Russian gas indirectly. So it's been a real, typical mud on their faces because they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're tyrants, but they don't know what they're doing with anything else, like with the actual running the economy. So this is pretty where it goes. They've also agreed to make $600 billion in investments in the United States. So more golden age of America, baby. That's how it rolls. Of 3.3 trillion in goods imported by the US last year, more than 600 billion came from the 27 EU members. So there's a lot of countries there to organize. The pact has helped to further ease market jitters, which had grown fears of deadlock before Trump's reciprocal tariffs take effect on August the 1st. And it looks like they're not doing as an extension. Lucknick, the Commerce Secretary, said no, 1st of August, and people will just get letters which are going out, today, tomorrow. So that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much done. The end of the second part. Remember the 3-legged stool strategy? The first one is taxes. They did that. The second one is trade. They're pretty much there. A couple of days left to go. There might be 1 or 2 large ritual deals left to go, like South Korea, India perhaps, but pretty much it's getting just about there. We'll probably hear some more announcements coming up as well. The big caveat to today's deal is that there's nothing on paper yet. The next hours and days will hopefully bring more clarity. There we go. The other big thing, of course, is the Fed meeting coming up. That's big for us, and we want altcoin season, right? This is obviously, I think, the big elephant in the room. And of course, the U.S. Federal Reserve has kicked off its 2-day policy meeting this week, wrapping up on July the 30th. We're not expecting rates to actually lower at the moment. Remember, they're 4.5%. They should be closer to 2.5%, which is where the inflation is, but they're not because politics is being played. They cite, of course, tariffs, but we haven't seen much of much pass through of tariffs into the US. A lot of that will not happen anyway because it's in some of the big categories like steel, etc., which is a lot of dumping going on in the world, right? So we don't expect to see much of that as well. And then, of course, there's also the import balancing as well. We see no interest rate cut this month, but the Fed is expected to start laying the groundwork for a move, most likely in December, says ING. Now, we're looking for something in September, right? Not December. And, of course, imagine having rates that high for that long. It's ridiculous, guys. The Fed does they either don't know what they're doing, which I think they do, which is intentionally politicizing. And, of course, they don't care if they punish the American people for it as long as they get at Trump. It's one of the last things that the Democrats have to get at Trump is the Federal Reserve, right? So investors will also watch key labor data this week, including JOLTS report on Tuesday, private payrolls on Wednesday, and jobless claims on Thursday. So this is all around the health of the economy. And of course, remember, one of the other thing besides interest rates, besides inflation, that the Fed has to look after is unemployment and so forth in the economy. So that's very important there. And a key jobs report on Friday. So still more data coming through. And of course, this week is huge as well. We've got the Magnificent 7 earnings. So particularly 5 of them got Facebook, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon, respectively, from Wednesday to Thursday. So that's in the second half of the week that there can move markets. So we'll be looking out for that too. We're leaning more towards a bull case for S&P 500 by the middle of next year to 7,200, guys. 7,200. I mean, think what we're at the moment. We're at 7,200. We're at 6,400 now, and they're looking at 7,200 by mid next year. The rally continues, guys. The rally continues. That's all we can say. Very, very excited about that. And he added the earnings growth is on a solid footing so far. The last couple of weeks, pointing to mid-teens EPS growth. So earning per share looking very, very good there. So that is the market at the moment. And of course, we're not expecting much around the Federal Reserve this week, which they should be cutting rates. I mean, it's ridiculous. But 1 day and 17 hours to go until that final, where the chair gets up and lies. Now, you can always see the chair, Jerome Powell, you can always see his tell. He always gets a dry throat and starts choking up a little bit because he knows he's lying and he knows he's going against the American people. But as long as he's doing the will of his masters to get Trump, then, making Americans pay, hundreds of billions of dollars is not a problem. So, yeah, if not trillions, right? If not trillions. So that's kind of where we're expecting 97% of the market, no change at the moment on the old July there. So that's what's expected. But we will be looking forward to what's their forward view on interest rate cuts. What's their forward view? Will it be December or will it be September? At the moment, the market is pricing in a September the 17th rate cut. And, of course, that could be the ultimate trigger for altcoin season. And, of course, Richard Hart, we know, follows this very, very closely. And so here we are, 61.7%, expecting a rate cut of 25 basis points at the moment. But uncertainty unfolds, especially if they're still expecting, some of the market participants expecting December, which is all the way back down here. I mean, we've got, the July meeting on now. We've got September meeting. We've got the October meeting, right? And then we've got the December meeting. So December meeting at the moment, they're currently forecasting 4%. So that would be 50 basis points by that time. And we've got basically the current meeting plus 3 meetings to go. But, of course, we're expecting at least by the 17th that we should get a rate cut. That would be insane. I mean, honestly, how tyrannical will they be? And we know Jerome Powell's not really going to be leaving at this stage until May next year. So lots of politics on foot there. All right, so that's kind of where we are. Let's jump into the old crypto. Before we do that, we've got a couple more comments. Q Baller in house there. Morning all. Good to see you, Q Baller. Big shout out to you. Hex Vader as well. Hey, gang. America, go hardcore. Good to see you, Hex Vader. All right, so we're going to bring in a bigger studio. Let's do that. Let's jump into a bigger studio here. Let me just set it up. Bam, bam, bam. Let's hide some of these things. And there we go. All right, so we're going to go upgrade. We'll go upgrade. So we've got the market cap at the moment drop below 4 trillion. We're at 3.95 trillion, down 5.8%, but that's based on 17,805 coins. And if you notice, those coin numbers have been going up on CoinGecko. We're now at 17,805, so they keep climbing. Bitcoin at the moment is down 1%, 118,000. Ethereum at number 2, down 1.6%, just below 3,800, but above 3,773, right? Which is where the sacrifice money is, right? That's so we're still in the money. We're still in the money. XRP there is number 3, is down 3.3%, $3.13. That's going to benefit from a lot of the banking system upgrades with this Genius Act, right? With the stable coins. So it's pretty bullish from that point of view. We've got BNB, of course, down 1.9%, $822 at number 5. Solana down 2.4% at $183. And of course, we got what do we got? We're going to jump down to Lido's been moving up the ranks, isn't it? Look at that. It's up to number 8 now. So it's been some flipping there of Lido, obviously on the back of ETH, right? Staked ETH. So that's been moving up. That actually moved just above it, like it's like $6 million above Doge. So just flipped Doge. That's crazy. But we got Doge there down 5.5% at 22.6 cents. So a big decrease there. And Doge is down 16.8% for the week. So being hammered there. We got Tron there at number 10. That is 1.2% at 32 cents. And that is, we got Cardano, I should say, is down at number 11. And that is down 4% there at the moment. So, Cardano there has still got a big gap between, any of these other ones here in particular. Obviously, we've got the Wrapped and the Wrapped Bitcoin and Wrapped ETH. But Hyperliquid is down there, right? 14. Don't be surprised if Hyperliquid starts climbing this rank. So I wouldn't be surprised. It's got quite a gap. It's got to do 2x in Hyperliquid to get to Cardano. So it might be a bit of an ask, but yeah, keep a lookout for that during the bull market. That'd be pretty interesting. So yeah, that's the market at the moment. Best performer. Well, they're all down over the last 24 hours, but I guess the least one that's down is pretty much Bitcoin from the looks of it, and that is down 1%. Best performer over the last week is pretty much BNB, up 7.6%. So not too bad. So you're still up there from a week ago, and yeah, so on. That's pretty much it. Let's look at the top 100. We've still got Ethna there. That's been top number one for a couple of days, but yesterday it was number two. Still number one at the moment, up 25%, down 7% today. Flare at number two, up 16%, down 1.9%. Story IP up 14% at number three, up 1.4% today, and then followed by Kronos and SPX 6900, which are all over 10%. So we've got 5 over 10% in the top 100 at the moment today. That leads us into the top 1,000. We've got top gainers. We've got Gearbox. We've got Peppy Bundle and Banana for Scale. So we're starting to see, a bit of one of the areas, of course, is AI coins. AI coins. The other one is meme coins. We're seeing, and then we're also seeing a lot of US dollar kind of stable coin things move recently. So we've seen a few trends happening. But let's have a look at Gearbox, up 37% at the moment in the top 1,000. This is sitting at number 779. And it's really coming off the bottom here. Look at me, this chart's pretty brutal. But coming off the bottom, it was down at 2,700 a penny, and it's now at almost half a cent. So there we go. And that's on the Ethereum chain. We'll have a quick look at Gearbox on the website. And on-chain lending reimagined. So this is what they do there. So, we guess we can check that. Imagine having credit seamlessly integrated into your favorite wallet, allowing you to lend, borrow, and leverage. So we've got some technology there. Probably be worth looking at. So these are always, worth checking out. That's on the Ethereum chain there, sitting at number 779. So there we go. Number 2 is Peppy Bundle. So it looks like a meme coin, and that is sitting up 935. So Peppy Bundle there. Lots of frogs running around, but look at that chart. A nice little up market there. So it's been around since the 20th of June. It was at 6,600 of a penny. It is now at 3.7 cents. So a really nice move on that chart. And particularly recently, really starting to run away there. It's on Solana, so meme chain Solana. Let's have a look at the website there. This is the website. So is it a climbing star? It's still down at 997 or something. So what number was it at? It was ranked at 935. So it's only just entered into the top 1,000. And will this be a rising star that we will talk about in the future? Make bundles great again. Make bundles great again. Bundles Epic Quest is away. So there we go. Bitmart, what's that? Chasing unbundled coins. The Matrix sold you a lie. So that is out there at the moment. We'll still see, but there's going to be a lot of meme coins, battling for the rise. But at the moment, coming back in the top 1,000, it's got to be pretty good. Right, so that is pretty much it on a Peppy Bundle. And then we've got Rabbita by Virtual. So it looks like the third one got flipped out there just while we were doing some commentary. But Rabbita by Virtuals, number 477. It is on, is it base chain, is it? And let's have a look at the website. It's been around since the 26th of March. So another new one. We're seeing all these new coins. And it's now at 11 cents. So the low, I guess, was 1.4 cents, up 11 cents. So pretty nice gains there. And let's have a look, app.virtuals.io. So Rabbit, it's got AI agents, so an AI agent theme there. And it's got the chart. What else have we got going on there? The team, the projects, tokenomics. Let's go to the virtual, shall we? Have see what that's about. Be a true virgin or something there. Stake virtual, get virtual. So that's the platform there. So I might have a little bit of an AI set up here with AI agents. Co-owning AI agents at a minimum of 112,000 in virtuals, $163. It's not too bad for $163,000 for a US entry. With equal early access to all virgins via Virgin Point pledges. So there we go. A bit of AI stuff going on there. Probably have to do a deeper dive on that. But there we go. They've got some mapping there as well of AI agents. So might be something of interest. So that is the 3 that are trending in the top 1,000 right now, or top gainers at least. So maybe something there that you want to look at. That's why we kind of cover that now, to see what's kind of rising in the top 1,000. And those are some of the ones that seem to be top gainers. Trending at the moment, we've got Vine, which has been back on this landscape, I guess. Zora and Pudgy Penguin, which has been a pretty big performer recently. So there we go. That is pretty much where we are at the moment. So crypto, 3.96 trillion, and Bitcoin at just over 118,000. And I can see it's just starting to rise just a little bit there at the moment. And so is ETH, moving back over 3,800. It's going to bring us into the strategic reserve. So we're going to talk about that next. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat as well. Don't forget to share the channel around. Tomba says, what's the expectation of a cut this month? We went through all that, Thomas. We went through all that real low, I guess. Yeah, we just went through all that. You must have come in just after that. If you rewind a little bit, you'll see all that. We just covered the whole thing on interest rates. Total ruse there. Basically a no chance is what the market's expecting, which is like 97% or something. DGN Hex in the house there, 5555. Yeah, we've seen a few 555 stakes coming through, haven't we? So it's been pretty cool. We've seen a bit of a rebound in the old 555, so I think it's been pretty interesting. I thought I'd move back here. Oh, yeah, I thought I had. So there we go. We've seen a few, but we're going to get into Ethereum. Of course, Ethereum here is looking rock solid, and this is the strategic ETH reserve, right? So at the moment, 1.93% of all Ethereum is now in the strategic ETH reserve. I've covered this a couple times now, but it's really a developing story. And the reason why I'm covering it so much is because this is going to be fueling a super hyper altcoin season. I mean, this is insane, guys. This is insane what is happening here. It's insane to the upside. Insane to the upside. It's not insane to the asylum, although some people should be there. But anyway, total strategic ETH reserve 2.33 million. It's insane. Look at the growth on this. It's crazy. Only back on the 4th of April. And Richard Hart was early on this, guys. So Richard Hart was early in getting the PulseChain SAC in here. And this shows you the how closely he's looking at the markets, what he's following, and we got to take those clues, right? Got to take those clues from Richard there. And of course, we climbed all the way from 112,000 ETH was registered here with the strategic ETH reserve, and now we've rallied only in a couple of months. We've rallied to 2.3 million. So just think about that: 112,000 ETH all the way up to 2.3 million ETH, and now it's representing almost 2% of all Ethereum in the market. Ethereum is about 120.7 million Ethereum. A lot of Ethereum is staked in like Lido, like 9 million ETH is in Lido, things like that. But here, down here, this strategic reserve here, these treasuries, as it were, that are out there. Some of them are, staking and investing, those kind of things. They've got lots of different investing avenues. Some will perform better than others. Some will have better management, etc. But essentially, just holding it, you're going to push the price up. But what we are seeing at the moment is we've gone from how many people on here? We had 5 entities, and of course, PulseChain was an early one, and then we went to 64 entries. So we've got now 64 entries in the map there. So we've got the theme is we got more ETH coming in here, and we got more players, more players coming in there as well, more players. And we can see on the right here, the activity that's going on here. One of the new big players, I would call them the big 5 entries, BTCS Inc. That's got up 14.2 Ethereum, so 14,200 Ethereum today on the 28th here. So that's pretty much today. So that's pretty exciting. We see ETH strategy down here as well, up 4,200. We do have some obviously decreases, and these are names that have been around for a long time. So Ethereum Name Service, Ethereum Foundation, of course, they are slowly, especially Ethereum Foundation, they basically sell out like 1,000 a week or something like that, which is about $3.8 million. So they're slowly going to drop down the leader list, right? So they were pretty much, I think, at number 1 or number 2. They are dropping down already. So there we go. So let's have a look at the leaderboard here. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. In fact, we might go back to full screen for this. But look at that. We've got Bitcoin Immersion, which is Tom Lee, right? The famous analyst who covers the stock market. He is now obviously it got capital investment for stocks, but now he's moved into Ethereum. And why? Because of a major, gigantic event, which was the Genius Act and stablecoins. And of course, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, talking about 2 trillion in stablecoins, 3.2 trillion in stablecoins by 2030. So it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. And of course, that will benefit Circle and Tether and particularly Ethereum, right? So it's massive there. And so he's gone big into Bitcoin immersion. Just within several weeks, they have managed to get 566,000 Ethereum. And of course, he is targeting $15,000 Ethereum by the end of the year, 4,000 by the end of this month, which is pretty much being pretty close to the mark on that. And of course, we've still got a couple of days. And then, of course, we're talking about 15,000 by the end of the year, Ethereum. So we're talking about 4x's from where we were on the price. And these guys are going to help make it happen because Bitcoin Immersion is looking at buying 6 million Ethereum. 6 million. Remember, there's 120.7 million. A lot of it's staked already, about 35% of it's staked. And so this means there's not a lot floating around, means it has to buy it from people like you out there, or somebody else that's holding a lot of Ethereum still. And of course, this is where they are, or they have to buy it from other people on this list, right, who are controlling 1.9% of the Ethereum. And so, yeah, a Bitcoin immersion there after 5 million. So they're going to help 6 million, I should say, Ethereum, which is 5% of the supply. That's what they're targeting. And they've already bought, within a matter of weeks, they've bought 566,000 Ethereum. This is insane, guys. And of course, then we got SharpLink, which came in earlier than them. They've got 360,000 ETH, right? They're on the rise there, and pretty exciting. Now, obviously, their game performance is not performing as well, but they are already up here with the assets, and that's going to be a win for SharpLink. Then we, of course, we've got the Ethereum Foundation, which is slowly selling off out their thief. So they're going to slowly drop. It will take a little time, but there will be new entrants in here that will new entities will come in. This is just the beginning. So we've had a couple here that will come in, but that's pretty much it. We've got ETH Machine, that's new as well. Just came in, 170,000 Ethereum. So we've got big new players just coming in, buying up huge parts of Ethereum and pushing the price up. And this is a massive, right? This is massive. Then we've got PulseChain. Sacrifice is sitting at number 5. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Number 5. And of course, I think we've been what's the highest we've been? 3 or 2, something like that. So yeah, we're sitting at number 5 right now. And we'll probably hold on to that for a little bit longer. But we're going to have new interests come in, and they're going to buy more and more and more, guys. They're going to buy more and more and more. One of them will very might be BTS or Bit Digital below us here. So expect us to slowly get pushed down to probably in the top 10 still, but get pushed down that order list, even as magnificent at being number 5 is. But anybody in the top 10 is going to be looked at. This is more people are going to look at this list. It's going to become more important as the price of Ethereum becomes more valuable. This list will become more valuable, right? So very, very cool. And if people are looking out to go buying stuff, they know who to buy it from. And we've got Coinbase at number 6, 137,000. We've got Bit Digital, new player, up 120 to 120,000 there at number 7. We've got Golem Foundation, 100,000. We've got BTS, which we just saw buy another 14,000. They're up to 70,000 there. And then number 10 is Gnosis DAO at number 66. But the other big thing we've seen is US government are looking to buy more as well. So that we're going to expect US government to be buying more, particularly as we go through to August, September, October. We're going to probably find out more about stuff like that. I think overnight we had something more about Bitcoin. So that is huge, right? So we're going to expect a lot more stuff from the US government there. We've got Lido at number 12, ENS there at number 20, at number 13, expecting them to probably drop back as well as we get more and more players in here. If we go further down, we've obviously got some blockchains like Arbitrum DAO, Optimism Foundation, and here we got those guys. But here's PulseChain SAC at number 5. Let's just think about the context of this. We're up with these big institutions that are flooding into Ethereum. And of course, this is the beginning. We're going to see more and more organizations, and that's going to push up Ethereum to some crazy number. And so, into 26, we're probably looking at $30,000 Ethereum is probably where we're heading there. And that if that turns out we go to 30,000, we haven't spent anything in the sacrifice, that's $5 billion, guys. $5 billion that PulseChain sacrifice would be worth. That's insane. That's insane. And just the psychology of it that is sort of backing PulseChain is the fact that people will just go, well, if everything else is getting valued a lot more, then we've got to assign some value, maybe not the whole value, but some value to PulseChain because it's sitting up there with the big boys with a ton of Ethereum, right? So that is a huge thing. We're going to watch out for that narrative, but it just seems hard to not see it happen. So it's getting pretty exciting. Now, obviously, if you had that staking or whatever, and you were earning a certain amount of yield on that, you'd be able to, you just could shave off a bit off the top, right? You could shave a little bit off the top. Let's say you were earning like 5%, so you could shave 200. If you're up at 5 billion, you could shave $250 million off a year and pump it into PulseChain. That would be one thing you could do. Just one of the things. Obviously, you could use it as collateral and maybe create some collateralized multiplier off it with some protocol thereabouts. Not even have to move it potentially. So there's lots of different things you might be able to do. So we're going to keep a lookout for that playbook. But as it gets more valuable, more options just seem a lot more obvious. And so, yeah, 5 billion. Imagine that. Just pushing in $50 million into PulseChain right now would just be insane, right? But it'd be insane. You guys are lucky. You're all here early at the right time, and things are really taking off. So massive upside there. And we see more players coming in. Like I said, digital coming in here. If we go back to this list, They just bought 28th, another 14,200. Now it's 70,000. These guys are going to continue to buy. This is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So like the week one. It's like week one. So pretty crazy there. Right, so that's kind of the stuff that's happening in the list here, and yeah, we've got Game Square as well come into the mix, 12,900. We're probably going to expect them to get more as well, and ETH Strategy as well. We know they're going to be increasing their bag, so lots of stuff happening here. You got these little T's, right? These are Ethereum Treasury acquisition vehicles, and that means these guys are all on the march, and so expect to see more T's come in because we're going to have more entities come into this list as well. Now, not only do we have PulseChain, of course, but we potentially could have things like Titanx come in here, right? They could list on here. DragonX is maybe very much at the bottom, but they could possibly list down the bottom here as well. So yeah, it's not out of the ballpark there to get listed on here, and just getting that association is pretty badass. So kind of cool. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Very exciting, and of course that leads us into where is the sacrifice value at the moment. So let's go pick that up. I haven't got that up here at the moment, so we're going to pull that up. And this is where we are right now in terms of we're in the money, $7 million right now as we speak. Now, there is other ETH that's missing off this list. Remember, we had 171,000. This is based on, was it 600 and 166,000. There was 171. And of course, we had, I think, some of it staking and stuff like that. But we also, potentially, there's other money out there that's not in the mix, right? So the old AAA ETH money, and potentially, potentially Richard Hart's portfolio is also extremely large from mining Bitcoin, assuming he held it all the time, which he is the kind of guy that would do that since the first quarter of 2011. And of course, beneficiary of his mining of Ethereum back in 2016, and of course, also the all the forks, that copies that he may have got, like all the classics and so forth. So it could be pretty large as well. So lots of different moving things there. And then of course, if we add over the OA, of course, staking all the Hex on Hex, of course, and now we've got a much smaller supply of Hex running around. I think about 41 billion Hex. And of course, only a small fraction of that still in circulation per se. There's a lot of protocols that eat up Hex as well. And then we've got more things coming to eat up more Hex there. And of course, that's massive, right? So we've got so much things happening on the demand side, so much supply disappearing, and inflation rates getting cut on the other side. All the foundations being laid for an absolute dream run here with the old PulseChain. And the market's still not awake to it. And potentially there's only a few more weeks left to go before things really start, racing away here. That leads us into Richard Hart's post, which was mega powerful. And so it's going to be good to talk about that. Now, we've got a couple other ideas here. We've got a couple more comments. We've got Matt in Bali. Hello, Superman. Good to see you, Matt. Big shout out. We've got Thomas as well. What's your idea of when BTC top will be and altcoin top? Well, I'm thinking, well, we're going to have, obviously an up and down. So there'll always be pullbacks in the market and the corrections and shakeouts. But I'm really feeling like probably 27 is probably where we're going to see something happen there. And I think a year before Trump has to leave office, I think that's kind of when we're going to get some shakeouts. I think the US economy will absolutely be booming by then, absolutely booming. But we could see a bit of trauma there in the markets because depending on who's coming in, who do you think is going to win, right? So, yeah, that's I think we're going to have a long 2-year period here in the market. It's going to be pretty cool. We'll probably have all-time high in that, and for this cycle in that phase sometime at the moment. So probably at least to Q2. I don't know if midterms are going to be quite as bad. So we'll keep a track on midterms. Midterms going to be a very big vehicle in there, Tom Boss, I think. Tom Lee is Wiki's butler. I don't know about that, dude. Matt and Bali, or have you transitioned? I don't know. Matt's gone to Perth. He's gone to Perth. Blockhead and Health, LFG. Kryptonite said if that's 7 million profit from ETH went straight into Hex, now it would be 21 cents. Yeah, really good observation there. Really good observation. We were going to do that. We'll do that on another stream, Kryptonite. I'll bring out the old pump. What's it? Pumpamental calculator. I'm starting to stutter on myself here. We got Crypto League in the house there. Hi, Superman. Crypto League is in the house. You are indeed. We are indeed. We should do a welcome for you. How about that? Or got the welcome for you there. There we go. Crypto League. is in the house. We got Tom Boss as well. Thanks for the insights, much appreciated. Hey, you're most welcome. Hey, but I will try and map that out a lot more. But that's some of the general ideas there. About I think we're going to be in for the golden age of America, but that doesn't necessarily mean financial markets cycles will stay up and elevated. They will obviously top out at some stage. So we'll try and think more about that with our timeline. Our timeline so far has been amazing, right? It's been amazing. Obviously, timing is always the hardest thing. Probably there's two things in crypto: probability of an event, and of course the timing. And probably once you get a lot more experience, it gets better and better and better. You do have to be quite harsh as well on, particularly depends what you're talking about, right? What category we're talking about. But if you're talking about projects, for example, when they're launching and how they might work and all that stuff, different from the market cycles, the macro picture. So macro picture, the differentials. But definitely probably is something you can get really quite good at, especially if you've got emotional discipline and you're realistic. I think if you get those two things, those principles are there. But timing is always the more difficult one. Timing is always the more difficult. The better you are at timing, the more valuable your opinion is, in the sense of to calling things out, isn't it? So some interesting topics there. All right, so kind of cool. Let's jump over to this. So Richard Hart, man. We've got PulseChain season. Bring on Christmas. Of course, we got two different potential narratives fighting here, but maybe they're all part of the same thing. Maybe a little bit like general relativity theory. Maybe PulseChain season is that general relativity theory, and of course, bring on Christmas is that special relativity theory. Maybe it's that special theory there. We got that, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So Richard Hart said, of course, we've looked at this yesterday, but I just want to look at it again, just to pull out some of the awesomeness that's in this post. So Richard Hart said, so crypto, what are you going to do when mass marketing starts ripping our faces off? How about that? I mean, is that just that one line? If you just put that in there, that would have been like amazing. That'd been amazing. But he goes on. So yeah, we're expecting some pretty exciting marketing stuff coming up at the moment. Now, this is not in isolation, right? We've got Liberty Swap out there, got a countdown at the moment. So we've got that going on as well. We've got Rack and Rochelle over here doing some big giveaways and big things with new platforms like listing platforms and all that, sort of a redone of before. We got so many cool things happening here right now and happening on PulseChain. They're sort of just coming together. They're sort of like moving around into position. It's really exciting. People are going to hear about PulseChain. People are going to hear about PulseChain. Obviously, getting your message, you can have the best chain, the best product in the world, but if people aren't hearing about it, it's like crickets, right? It's like crickets. And so Richard here's people are going to hear about PulseChain. He's already done the layup. He's cut down inflation. He's staked a lot of OA sacrifice stuff. He's been doing, recently we got Daddy doing some pumps on the old PulseChain. We've got lots of different things. We've got Liberty Swap out there. We've got Ramp now. We've got so many things happening. And of course, now people are going to hear about it. People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. And of course, Pump.tires. And of course, when we saw that, in the rally we had the last couple of days, we saw Pump.tires, this moon, right? They all went woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, up and to the right. So we saw a lot of action. So this is a really moved markets. And of course, Richard, I don't know anybody that has better engagement levels than Richard. And so when Richard gets out there, especially if he comes back doing live streams again, it's going to be insane in the brain, right? I'm kind of expecting to do it, but of course we still got the red notice out there, so we'll see how long that takes to resolve. But yeah, directly before they hear about anything else, how about that? People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex and Pump.tires directly before they hear about anything else. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and is impressive. And so a lot of people out there have been, guessing what this might be. Let us know in the chat there what you guys think it might be. And of course, it is an electronic device of some sort, something they're not going to throw away. So what would be so valuable? You don't throw it away. Typically, when people, if they deliver something at the house or something, people just like throw it away if it's a piece of paper or whatever. But if you get something electronic, I guess it's going to be a bit more sticky. You're going to go, hey, what the heck is this? And so what's on it? So there we go. What could that be? We got, then he goes into the next paragraph there. Hex did a 10,000x in price the first time. So talking about the good old days, remember Hex, I think the low was the 5th of January, 2020. And I think the price was 0.000056. I think that was around about where the price was. And here we are. He's talking about 10,000x from that. Of course, we got up based on his reference at one of the exchanges being 56 cents. Mine reference is 52 cents, which would give you probably a 9,600% gain. But still, if we take that 56 cent reference there, that's 10,000x, right, from that low, while being murdered with Deca millions in fees. So obviously being murdered with Deca millions in fees. Obviously, Ethereum became extremely expensive during the bull market. I mean, you're talking about people paying hundreds of dollars in those NFT launches. Boy, we hated those, didn't we? Those NFT launches. And we're talking about thousands of dollars people were paying just to get an NFT, for goodness sake. It was just mind-boggling. It was crazy. Put your hand, get in the chat if you remember that. If you remember that for the last cycle, the ETH fees were insane, and everybody else had to pay it because these guys over here were running all these damn flipping NFT flipping launches every so often. Suddenly the price would go out of the moon, and it was thousands of dollars people were paying for these NFTs. And the NFT might only been worth, I guess, they had an implied value, but it was pretty crazy. So yeah, while being murdered with Deca millions in fees to ETH, and of course now PulseChain exists, of course. So there's been pros and cons about having your own chain, obviously. We've seen different points of view from Dipcatcher to Gold Key and other people, and they make some valid points. You can either agree or disagree with them. But now with the game is on, Richard's got his own plans. Richard's got his own plans to make successful, and we've definitely been enjoying pretty cheap transaction prices most of the time. 1 or 2 cents is nothing bad there. It's pretty good. And of course, we've seen Ethereum come off as well, having its lunch eaten a little bit by all these second layer protocols. And that's definitely helped to, make it cheaper there with the old batching and things like that. But now PulseChain exists, and when Pulse goes up, in other words, Pulse is like the ocean, and all these other projects are like ships on the ocean. So PulseChain goes up, all the ships are going to go up together, right? All the ships are going to go up together there. Hex goes up. Hex certainly does. And PulseX, Hex, Pump Ties, they all reinforce each other. So all going to move up there together. Coin burning. Coin burning everywhere you look. Obviously, PulseX has been burned up there, and Hex gets burned when people pretty much go and stake. So you can see a lot of that. We saw the OA stake and all that sort of stuff, and we see lots of different protocols doing burning all over the place on PulseChain. A lot of reflection tokens, etc. Beyond Richard Heart core coins. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode, and that is what's getting everyone exciting, right? Dry powder ready to explode. And of course, we've got the PulseChain SAC. We've got lots of different other things out there at the moment that can contribute to that. The weak hands shaken out. The weak hands shaken out violently. So I'm taking this as past tense. Of course, we've seen more Black Swan and Grey Swan events on PulseChain. We obviously just came out on the 7th of July from the dark cloud of the SEC, which Richard Heart defeated. And PulseChain stands pretty much as the only one that out and out rightly defeated the SEC. And that is on Richard Heart and, of course, his dream team of lawyers. And, of course, what a time that was. So 7th of July there. We're now in green skies, of course, and freedom and bull market times for PulseChain. Pretty amazing there. And, of course, very exciting where we're heading. Amazing designs and reliability with years of track record there. Obviously, PulseChain there ticking away there. A fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May, 2023. And it's been ticking away there. We haven't had the EIEP upgrades. And so we stand pretty strong there. So we've got none of those staking upgrades or second layer stuff happening there at the moment. So we're just one solid chain moving forward there. And of course, value is created by tokenomics. How can you get tokenomics? And as opposed to technology, a lot of the time, right? A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time. And of course, Richard Heart is doing that tokenomics game, right? The match is nearly struck. And this got everyone really excited. The match is nearly struck. We are so close. And of course, we saw a little opening salvo there from Daddy. People have been sending 5555 and 369 and 238 polls to the old OA address, the O3 address. And really, it's been getting exciting, right? Getting exciting there. Liberty Swap there being the usher in the movie theater. The usher in the movie theater there. Take a seat. Just pay your ticket. 5555, 369 and 238. And maybe the O3 will, good old Daddy, will pump the chain a bit. And of course, we've had a good time the last couple of days. And haters, haters there, you mind as well get your memes ready because you're going to get a very butt hurt there. And of course, we got a pretty gross picture there, and it's got Seasons Greetings, which is the title of the video today. Seasons Greetings, isn't that awesome? We're in the period of season of PulseChain, and of course, maybe it's two-part meaning, right? We're in the season now, and it definitely looks like it. Daddy came to the party yesterday, last couple of days, and then of course, Christmas time is looking like the penultimate, right? we get this $15,000 Ethereum, and Richard Hart starts leading the way on pumping the all the pumpings with promotions and capital and all sorts of stuff on the back of the ETH sacrifice. We're looking very strong indeed. But here's the one I really like. This one here. Be ready for greatness. Be ready for greatness, guys. Richard Hart, the man that's in it for glory, is about to unleash. And of course, I love this line here. The match is nearly struck. Be ready for greatness. So all that pain under the SEC dark cloud has gone away. They've been defeated. David has beaten Goliath, and it's now time to enjoy a fruitful Hexaco and PulseChain a world here on PulseChain. Is pretty amazing. Be ready for greatness, guys. That is the key message here, and we're going to talk about some of the greatness that's happening on PulseChain next. That's going to lead us into the next topic. Before we do that, though, let's get into a couple more comments. We've got a couple of comments in here. Let's see here. We got Crypto League says, I did an AI analysis, and based on the marketing plan, HR is about to roll out. Strong hands will become legends, and RH equals glory. There we are. Well, that fits very well with some of the things I just said. So AI and I agree. I had a chat with AI yesterday about history. And mate, AI has got some problems. AI's got some problems. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. But hey, it's useful in some cases. Useful in some cases. Kryptonite is now said, I tweeted ChatGPT's thoughts on Richard Hart's tweet. Very interesting. Said Kryptonite. Nice. Glory equals Pulse adoption, 10,000x, 16,000x to 20,000x, and very possibly a lot more. So get your heavy bags before the moon. Absolutely. Look, the amount of money we're talking about here is those numbers are definitely doable. It's going to be insane. Like really crazy numbers are doable. So yeah, very excited. Any giveaways, man? Hey, Marshmallow, funny you talk about that. Keep an eye out for the Kryptonite show coming up this week. Keep an eye out for that. And of course, also, we're going to be doing something very big in that space. So keep an eye out. If you're not following, you definitely follow. If you follow, make sure you follow Kryptonite show. Make you follow MVS Crypto. Keep a lookout for that. It's funny that you talk about that. So come out there. Thomas in house there. Did you see Havid's picture of RH Museum? There's no way he is making that and not planning to send his coins to glory. Yeah, I was going to pull that up. So we might talk about that in a second. What else there? Good observation there, Tom Boss. Pepe says White Hex invest in Hex. White Hex invest in Hex come on its dead. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Pepe. All right, you got some trolling going on there. Hey, look, we got any moderators in the chat there? We don't take that sort of talk. Things are about to rock and roll, Pepe. Get your frog legs into the pot. You get your frog legs into the pot, and let's cook up frog legs. All right, let's move on. All right, if the mod can delete those posts because we don't tolerate that nonsense in the chat. All right, so let's go. We got no moderators in today. Where are my moderators, man? Where are my moderators? What channel is there? What channel is that? Oh, I have to do it myself. All right, here we go. We're gonna do some moderating today. We haven't done this for a long time, but it's coming. It's coming. Some whip ass, some frog legs. Some frog legs are going straight into the pot. Straight into the pot there. We're gonna put up with this sort of stuff. Where are we going here? Let's jump over here. Bam. All right. We're on. It's been gone. It's gone already. There we go. It's gone. Pippi. Come on, Pippi. Behave there. What else there? I see. Okay, cool. All right, that's good. Well, Pippi's gone into the pan. It's about to go moon. Thanks for the mods there. All right, so who else has jumped in the chat? Let's have a look. Wookie Taurus Slayer. You definitely slayed. You definitely slayed that Pippi legs. You definitely slayed that Pippi legs there. All right, let's go. Let's jump into PulseChain results at the moment. So what's it? Day 809. We've had obviously Pulse there, quadruple 0394, just taking a little bit of easing off from the big rally. RSI was getting a bit hot. Gonna have a drink here. Something talking so much, it's so exciting right now, right? So exciting. Who doesn't want to talk about PulseChain right now? Yo, let's go. It's in Tyndall. Good to see you, Tyndall. Big shout out. And super duper. Looking good. All right, so PulseChain 809 days. Can you believe it? Since the launch, 30th of May 2023, and we've been free from the SEC for a couple of weeks now, 3 weeks. Looking very good. Hey, we've got a big super sticker in there coming in from Frank White. The stream approved by PLS Start. I appreciate that. Big shout. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out PLS Start, definitely checked it out today as well. In fact, let me, I should have gone back there. Let me jump back up here. We're going to make some more moderators. We're going to make some more moderators the next couple of days. So, yeah, get in there, folks. Those who are regular and that I'm familiar with, we're going to make some new moderators. So, big shout out there, Frank White. Appreciate that. And Wookie in the house as well. Wookie uses frog legs for toothpicks. Apparently, you did. You slayed that little frog legs. You will be eating a nice dinner of frog legs later on, Wookie. I bet it. All right, so we got Pulse at the moment down 4.6%. So, just a little bit of easing there. The RSI was getting hot, right? The RSI was getting hot. We got MVS Crypto in the house there, the editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread. So good time in the MVS because we're just about to talk about the Monster Thread. That's our next topic. So welcome. He's been working very hard on that. Very cool. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0308, up 4.7%. Down 4.7% there. So we just got a bit of easing off after we had that nice little pump on the old PulseChain. And of course, we got token there at $1.88. Down 3.6%, but I'm expecting just a little bit of a cooling and then another bit of a strong move there on the old Richard Hart coins based on all the positive news coming up this week. We got Hex at the moment is at 1.06, and that is down 5.9%, and EHEX there, which really did really well yesterday, was up at 2700th of a penny. It's just eased off there at 2400 a penny. So, with these thin liquidities and stuff, you get more volatility, right? So this goes with the trade. And we definitely saw a separation in a yield there for PX over EX, but that may not always be the case. We'll keep a lookout for that as we move forward. Let's go to the gas prices. We've got 1 million beats at the moment, so pretty cheap to do a swap at the moment on PulseChain, 1 cent. Looking at validators, 52,600 is the active values at the moment. So that's up about another 100 from yesterday, I think it was. And the bridge has been a lot of excitement on the bridge. It was about 107 million yesterday. There's 104.5 million at the moment. So just easing off. And the EHEX will be playing a big role in that, pulling off from 2,700 a penny to 2,400 a penny. But the good news is that yesterday we were over 7,000 ETH. We're still holding that and DAI there. Look at that nicely in near 21 million. Remember, we got down to like 16.8 million on DAI, remember? So we're way up from there, looking very good. And USDC also up there, 16.2 million. We get a lot of USDC coming over from these liquidity pools, from these bridges, right? Which is pretty cool. And very, very nice there. I'm gonna put that little super sticker there while we're talking about this. So we got we've got another 200k in USD tether. So that's pretty cool. On another U-turn. I have to double check that actually. It's Coast there. Coast is 10.6 million. Looking pretty good also. So not bad. And then we've got our native stable coins. We are waiting for obviously PUSD ALGO. Hopefully that gets off the ground there. We're waiting for Tetra and then Signum. And then, of course, get PUSD ALGO on the mark there. It's got to be in the cycle and hopefully sooner than later because that could potentially be a really huge contributor to PulseChain. And not only that, but maybe crypto generally as a true decentralized algorithmic stablecoin. Looking forward to that. We got USDL, of course, PXDC and HexDC there, plus Ink Printer, 4 liquidity forks there. 4 of the top 10 last time I checked. There's about 35 to 40 liquidity forks. And we've got most of the valuable ones on PulseChain, and they're offering another $6 million or so, maybe $7 million, including Ink Printer there. Kind of cool. And that's going to bring us into the Monster Thread. Yeah, boy, the Monster Thread. And here's MVS Crypto, the editor-in-chief in here in the house. And of course, I put that out yesterday, the Monster Thread. It's only been out for, only half a day almost, is it? Just over half a day. So let's get into it. PulseChain Weekly Monster Thread number 12. Can you believe it? Number 12, Richard's Glory, Eric's Homecoming. I love this. Richard's Glory, Eric's Homecoming, and Liberty Swaps Countdown, and much, much more there. I love that. Now for the week's hottest news. So we're going to quickly go through this. I'm going to post the link to this, and don't forget to share it around. It is the perfect onboarding tool for people coming into PulseChain and perfect for everybody in the community. If you're in the community, you want to find out everything that's happened last week, and you're really, particularly if you're really busy, this is fantastic. So I'm going to post that link in the chat there. And don't forget to share it around as well as leave a comment and definitely smash the like on it, right? So get that out there. And we had, Monster Week 11 had over 28,000 views on it, 28,000 views. And I think we're going to hit over 30,000 this week, guys. I really do. So you can help make that happen. The more people that see it, the more people that get interested in PulseChain. It's not just about DeFi and GameFi, which is amazing, but it's also about the people, right? The community. and there's so many cool things happening. But this week in particular, it's really about how bullish PulseChain is. I mean, there's so much bullish news out in the last week. This monster thread is full of it. So let's get into some of it. We've got Richard Hart, ready for greatness, which is kind of the last tagline I talked about, how cool that was. She had updates on 200,000 free electronic devices arriving in 3 weeks. So I think you've only got a few weeks to go, guys, to get in on the train. If you already haven't packed your bags, especially on the little pullbacks we've got at the moment, you definitely want to, keep DCAing and accumulating that good stuff. We're about to get in some big numbers on PulseChain moving ahead, particularly over the next couple of years. It's going to be insane, guys. So shouting out the community and asking for their wildest guesses on what's inside the container. There've been lots of fun with that. Liberty Swap's huge traffic. They've been ramping up just out of nowhere. These guys came, and of course, lots of associations. It seems potentially to Daddy and the Pulse and Richard Hart. Hits all-time high traffic with upgrades to direct buy pressure. And this is a new theme that we've got coming at the moment, and that's at 5x capacity. Can you believe 5x capacity? So these guys have been ramping up, bringing more liquidity as well. Visually teases a countdown, sparking Binance speculation in the community. In fact, I think I've got another update for that, so we're going to talk about that in a minute, but we'll hold off on that. Just remember that Liberty Swap, that's crazy. Look at that Binance teasing, and the market went crazy, right? The market went crazy with that. We got the old four fingers, and they've been posting this picture of this Liberty girl, right? Statue of Liberty with the Binance outfit, and then they've been doing countdowns like day 5, day 4, and of course day 4 is the famous one here with CC of Binance. Day 3, day 2, day 1. I mean, we're getting there, folks. We're going to check out on the latest there. We also got PulseChain website updates. PulseChain.com got updated, and Richard Hart posted about that, so that's pretty exciting. He sort of spurred that on, and man, it looks so good now, doesn't it? PulseChain.com looks so good, and just bullish stuff on PulseChain.com. And look at the words on it. Let's go open the words on here. This is insane how bullish this is. PulseChain, invest in your future, the faster, smarter, energy efficient crypto network, decentralized, centralized systems. And look at this underline, primed for growth. Get ready for greatness, primed for growth. Take control of your finances and your future. And of course, the site looks really good now. All the PulseChain cores, and of course, how to get yourself set up a wallet, buy Pulse, trade on PulseX, and of course, get going there with the old setup there with the bank. So pretty cool stuff. And of course, all the statistics going on there as well, how much it costs to transfer on the chain, and all the statistics of what's going on there. And of course, we're watching very closely these X's, right? This is the beginning, so we're going to keep track on this, get some of those big X's on these protocols. Very, very cool there, but lots of cool stuff on there. So that was pretty cool. We also had When Moon stream from St. Wolf. So we've got a lot of influencers out there, and we've got video influencers, right? We've got community influencers. We get lots of people rising up, and it's really great to see that. So a big shout out to St. Wolf and his stream. Held a 3-hour stream with guest Fast Abdul discussing When Moon, and it's always a favorite topic there. We've got critics praise RH, and we've got Eric Wall, right? So this is why I love coming up to the top here, because we've got Eric's Homecoming. Isn't that fun? That's such a fun title there, Eric's Homecoming. And look at this. We got Eric Wall, a major Richard Hart critic, praised his foresight for getting PulseChain in the top 5 strategic ETH reserve. And that's what we just talked about at the beginning of the show, right? Was the fact that PulseChain is on there, making fun of Bankless past comments. And of course, we always remember when Bankless started crying, right, on the show. I know we shouldn't generally laugh at that, but it was kind of funny, got to admit. Anyway, so we got Coast as well. Coast big update. Coast teased Venmo and Zelle deposit. So we've got a lot of our on-ramps doing so many cool things. And Coast, they're doing a big upgrade coming. Fast options like Old Glory Bank aligning with Genius Act for bull market fiat. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Hey, we got SKB in the house there. I just saw that just pop up there. SKB, the first member on the channel. Can you believe it? The first member on the channel is here. Can you believe it? I didn't even know you were here, SKB. 43 months of membership. Now, we have people that are in the top 3 or 4 that are here all the time, like Brian. But man, SKB was the first one to actually join up, I think just before Brian, actually like a day. And of course, here we are, SKB, 43 months of membership. And wow, golden age inbound with the Rockets there. Hey, appreciate that, SKB. Big shout out there. Wow. Good to have you jumping in the chat today. How about that? We got a Coast big update, obviously out there. We got Hex Drift success. Now we're moving kind of away from some of the DeFi things happening on PulseChain and some of the bullish stuff to some of the community. And that's what I love about the Monster Thread weekly update, is that we have really highlights a lot of people doing lots of different things, from horse racing through to drifting. And of course, we've had some champions here with Jokim's qualifying for the World Drift Championship there in Norway. And you can see the car there on the right with the old Hex car there. Look at that. Bam. Look at that with the gold hex on the side, looking pretty good. Badass colors, eh? Badass colors. Looks really good. So nice stuff happening there. Pulse Coin List, of course, sharing updates on their portfolio page. So we're constantly getting upgrades. PulseChain's constantly getting better with a lot of protocols. And Pulse Coin List, of course, one of our top information sites as well. Getting nice, cool UI, and also a new app, a fast new app for iOS, Android, and desktop. So lots of cool things happening on that front. We're getting ready for the bull market, and man, we got some great upgrades. We got DIY Secret Investment. Also talks about he's a big influencer of 56,000. Generally, I guess considered outside of the PulseChain community, and he's talking about 100x investment. He's talking about Richard Hart. So that was a huge story there. So we've got people waking up outside of PulseChain, dude, and it's just starting to trickle, but it's going to absolutely pour, right? It's going to be absolutely pour there. Hex stake challenge, of course, we've been talking about that. We've seen a lot more Hex stuff lately, haven't we? Last couple of weeks, a lot more people doing Hex stakes. We saw the brother and sister last time in Monster 11 doing 15-year stakes and having some, red wine. We've also got, of course, 720 Crypto got his lunch money ladder, and he's going to be doing a 15-week Hex challenge with 5-5-5-5-day stakes. So how about that? Pretty awesome. And of course, we saw the OA Sacrifice Wallet stake, all that big staking ladder, and now we're down from 666 billion down to something like 41 billion circulating. So times are changing in the old Hex world, and inflation has gone down from 7.5 Hex per TCA down to 1.5. It's crazy. Time for a price to go to the moon. So that's kind of cool stuff there. And we got stake, we got sacrifice and profit. PulseChain sacrifice reserve, of course, blows up. We've talked about that. It's not only break even now at 629 million, it's now at 650 million, right, with the revised number of 166,000 ETH. So, we are in the money there. Obviously, it's pulled off a little bit today, but it is really going to be climbing pretty huge, as we saw. So we're 650 million today. But like I say, if Ethereum goes to 30,000 in the cycle, and not talk about this year, 15K this year, 30,000, maybe 26. Something like that, then we are looking at $5 billion. $5 billion, so pretty crazy. We got PulseChain Climbing Legend. We got also, so here we're jumping. Isn't that cool? We're jumping from race cars in the community, and now we've got climbing here with Optimus Kevtron, which is awesome. Shares another bouldering day showcasing active lifestyles of the PulseChain community climbing towards all-time highs. I like that. So I really love to see the people on PulseChain doing some cool things. Obviously, we've had the official bridge soars. We've had over $100 million back over the bridge, so we're kind of cool. We're sitting good there. And the TVL, of course, has gone over 300 million for PulseChain on DeFi Llama. So we're at 320 million. That's pretty cool. We got Nick's golden prediction. Crypto Hitman out in Crypto Paradise. Now moved to daily shows, just like we do here on the Kryptonite Show. Crypto Hitman out there is doing a daily show now. It's so good to see. And of course, they're just dropping the alpha left, right, and center, doing some great stuff there. Definitely got to check that out. And Khaled, at the moment, Khaled highlights pumps. Crypto Khaled, they're highlighting PulseChain cores pumping. And of course, we've had a really good run recently in the last couple of days. Hex was up 30 days, 109%. Pulse up 76%. PulseX up 65%. So really, really cool, outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is really bullish for PulseChain. And we had then finally wrapping up, we have Rack and Rochelle, 25 million Pulse giveaway ending July 29th. 25 million, guys. He's been giving lots of other giveaways, and this is just one of many, and it's exciting. So really things are getting exciting on PulseChain, and really, really cool. We got some honorable mentions there too. Sammy Chica's poll reached 500 there, voting on what you're going to buy, PulseX, etc. The cause. We had Strine hosted SolidX live. That was cool to see. As you guys know, SolidX is one of my magnificent 7. We're going to be talking about them today. And Carrera, Georgia, there eating some pies. Last time it was peaches, and now it's pies. So we've got such a fun community to do some crazy things like eating peaches and pies on a live stream. It's pretty fun. And of course, then we get into some of the big, awesome projects on the thing. This is what I like about Monster Thread. Not only is there all the latest news, but you get to hear about some of the most hottest engaged projects out there. And this is exciting. So we've got the Radon ecosystem just ramping up the opportunities of yield. And they're doing this theme about the 7 deadly sins, which I think is really fun. Making DeFi fun is really important. And you're earning high yield at the same time. And it's all built on Nexian farms, right? So it's pretty cool. So Nexian farms doing well. And I also think they're on Function Island as well, actually. There's a little bit of extension there, Function Island. So really working those farms. So you got to check out everything about Radon there. We also got the Hog Army, which is honestly dear to my heart. I wasn't really into anime, but now I'm like a big anime guy. And of course, I love how this is associated with PulseChain. It's like synonymous with PulseChain. We're going to have all the PulseChain community people in it, influencers in it, celebrities in it. And of course, you're following the main character, which is Hog. And I'm really excited about about this whole story. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. And of course, we got chapter 11 is about to drop, guys. It's about to drop anytime now. The Rise of a Warrior. And of course, if you watch chapter 10, Hog got beaten down by Colin McGregor, but now he's been training in a special training universe. So we're going to see it. What's good old Stylebender has been training him. This guy on the right here is some special Zen master there, and he's going to train a good old Hog who's got beaten up. There you can see him in the hospital there, recovering, and he's gone into training. So will he beat Conor McGregor on a second fight here in chapter 11? Chapter 10, he really got beaten down there. You definitely got to read the whole thing here. There's a whole story on that. Pretty exciting. There's also going to be some new characters, some new females, and of course, they're going to be pretty exciting, right? So we've got new females coming there, 2 new female powerhouses, and you can kind of see some of the action here. It's pretty. These females don't muck around with this little samurai swords, the little daggers. But we've got 2 new females there, and one of them seems to be on the ground. So one of them might be a good player. I don't know. One of them might be bad. Maybe the bad player is the one that won. I don't know. You got to read the story and find out on good old Hog, Heartwood Dog there. And of course, very exciting there. Now, they're going to be doing over 100 chapters during the whole bull market, and this is chapter 11. So keep a lookout for that. Hog is on the move there. Look at that action, man. This is on PulseChain, guys. This is sick. This is sickly good. So check it out. This little sneak peek. You got to check out and watch that. This is the training at the so he can fight Conor McGregor this time and get some revenge. So yeah, look at that. Pretty awesome stuff. So that's all on PulseChain. Can you believe it? We got cool stuff like this on PulseChain with all the voiceovers and the artwork. It is pretty badass. That's a sneak peek there of chapter 11 coming out probably within the next day or something. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be crazy. So big shout out to the Heartwood Dog guys. And you can check out Hog Token. We also got Axel Votes. Now, Axel is leading peer-to-peer lending, and they've just launched their vaults this week, guys. This is the latest DeFi. So this is crazy good. You can see a little picture of how you can do a vault. So you can borrow some Axel with the Hex. You can put Hex in its collateral, borrow some Axel, and get a loan there. Pretty cool. So it's pretty easy to operate there. Definitely check out Axel. It is pushing the boundaries of DeFi on PulseChain right now and doing some amazing stuff. So they've only just launched in the charts. Chart's been pumping on the back of it. So definitely check out the old Axel lending if you want to not have to sell, if you don't want to sell assets and therefore you keep your original asset, but you want to get some capital. There's one way of looking at it here on the Axel. That's pretty much it. And you may or may not avoid a taxable event, right? That's the play there. Let's jump over to the next one, of course. On here, we've got the RhinoFi. RhinoFi has got some exciting tokenomics. They've got this countdown thing, which is pretty counting down right now. And you're kind of getting here into it just at the right time. Built to earn, burn, and defend. And this is a combat token, what they call a combat token. And they've got this countdown to this mechanism that's going to be every 28 days. It's going to be pumping the chart there. And really cool. So you've got a charging cycle. It charges up over 28 days. Then provides buy pressure, liquidity growth, social strength, and social momentum. And so this is, really counting down. I think it's only about 7 days to go or something. It's not too many days left until the first charge. This is the first charge too. So it's kind of cool there. RhinoFi secret weapon, the 28-day charging cycle. So pretty cool. 50% of Rhino bought with Pulse is burned. So check this out. It's going to be pretty badass. That's counting down with 28 hours there. So definitely check that out. It has got a reflection token there. So you can check out the details on that one. 6% buy. And it's got a declining sell tax in the first 28 days. And it goes down to 6% for the remainder after the first 6 days. So it'll be a 6% buy and sell tax after the first 28 days. So there we go. But check that out. RhinoFi is on the map with some pretty innovative tokenomics there. Looking forward to that charge event coming out. So I think it's only like a week away. The other one, of course, is we got Surf and Crypto Paradise. You got to have the lovely ladies if you're going to be doing surfing. And there she is on a Paradise Island there. And Surf at the moment, man, this thing is going to be going off. I think Surf is going to be going off, guys. It is crazy. And, of course, a perfect price to entry on the old Surf right now. Now, the cool thing is, of course, you guys know I do daily shows. Now we've got Crypto Paradise doing daily shows. And these guys are incredible. They do so much great content around TA, about markets. And they really do their research. So they know what they're talking about. They've been around in crypto for many, many years, as well as investments more generally. These guys are well worth watching. Good old Nate Amaru and Nick Hitman there. So pretty cool. And, of course, they've got so much alpha happening right now. I think the big thing here is they're just continuing to build. They're always out there. They're continuing to build. So they're building liquidity on their protocol. They're getting buy and burns increasing. They're doing partnerships on farms like Emmett and Vox farms with high APRs. that if you get in the DAO, you get chances for prizes and all sorts of stuff. And these guys have just got so many benefits. And of course, now they are really ramping up here. They got 2 big partnerships, I think. Did we pass that? Yeah, 2 big partnerships coming up. So that they're going to be, the new dashboard. Yes, Surf dashboard revealed soon. The new Surf dashboard is almost here, giving you real-time insights into the inner workings of Surf. Crypto Paradise is teaming up with 2 PulseChain projects to buy and burn Surf based on trading volume. And at the moment, you're getting Surf for a pretty good friendly price. So, man, this thing is hot. This team is hot on PulseChain. Looking forward to more from them. And, of course, the TA is next level. They're doing great next tier level TA with Nick Hellman there. So definitely check that out. And, of course, Fat Sammy, man. Fat Sammy was calling some of these PulseChain cores. And, time for the cores. Fat Sammy was talking about. He's been posting that for weeks and weeks on end. And here we are getting some big drop here. So great to see Fat Sammy getting some highlight here. PulseChain influencer Fat Sammy, of course, making waves with his bold predictions. And he's been really ramping up. So he's been ramping up on social media, doing vlogs, and doing price calls, everything like that. So definitely a person worth following in the PulseChain community, doing some really great stuff there. And he's been reviewing Richard Hart's post, just like I did, just earlier. He's been reviewing that as well and talking about some of the potential there with his TA calls. So definitely give Fat Sammy a follow there, doing a pretty amazing job. Some of his earlier posts here showing how accurate he was with some of that. So definitely check it out. Fat Sammy crushing it. Pretty awesome. So, and of course, don't forget, we've got a poll on at the moment with the poll. So there's a poll here for NFTs. Vote your favorite NFT on PulseChain, 441, Pulse OG, Slimewell, and Emitters. And so get your poll in there at the moment and vote. That's going to be lasting for 5 more days. So there's a long time to go there on the old poll. So don't forget to get that. And then remember, repost. If you like some of these, repost them. Definitely repost the monster thread out there. Pretty exciting times for sure. And I think I had the link up here somewhere, didn't it? So that is the monster thread. Get out there and post it out. That is the perfect there. Like I say, Monster 11 did over 28,000 views. I'm sure that Monster 12 is going to do over 30,000. And of course, we're just turning into a bull market environment from a bear market with the old SEC into freedom and prosperity. It's going to be pretty awesome. So get out there, folks, and give that a read. So not bad. All right, let's see what else. We're going to jump away from that into some news around Liberty Swap. Before we do that, let's catch up on the chat there. Just keeping a track of time. I'm up to an hour and 12 minutes. So we're definitely doing a long show today. What else? Let's see who else is in there. We got Wookie said, woohoo. Yeah. Big shout out to SKB out there. 43 months. First member ever following on the channel. Big shout out there. Who else have we got? Frank White there. Appreciate that. Yeah, check out PLS Start. It has got a whole PulseChain environment for that. Is pretty awesome. So I appreciate that. Let's pull it up actually, shall we? We'll pull it up and post it in the chat there. PLS Start, bam. If you haven't checked it out, whole PulseChain ecosystem listed on there. So check that out today. There we go. Who else? I think we got another super sticker in there. Just going to go flashback on that somewhere out there. All right, so let's scroll all the way back down and let's see who else has jumped in here. We got T-Man in house there, LFG. Hey, good to see you, T-Man. Big shout out. And Win Moon. Yeah, Win Moon. Well, we're mooning the last couple of days, that's for sure, T-Man. Thanks, Superman. Good show tonight. I appreciate that. Big shout out. Yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to smash the follow button and hit the like button. And if you're on X, definitely smash the follow and share the channel around. That'd be really helpful. And we've got a super sticker from T-Man. 3 evergreen trees. 3 evergreen trees. Okay, I like that. I appreciate the super sticker. And let's bring on the trees of life. The trees of life there. All right, so that is the play there, and you can check out PLS Start as well. That is the link right there, and you get all the projects, which is pretty cool. In fact, am I showing it? No, I'm not. Let's go on the show. That is PLS Start there. There we go. That's a bit better. So check that out as well. Nice, looking good. Whole PulseChain ecosystem right there. All right, so let's jump away, and we're going to go to Pulse Liberty. Pulse Liberty has been doing so much stuff over the last 24 hours. As you guys know, it's blowing up on PulseChain, doing multiple. They're going to go up to 40 chains. They're going to be able to go back and forth on PulseChain, which is fantastic. They've started off with USDC and USD Tether, and of course now you can get all sorts of tokens on PulseChain now. And of course they're about to ramp up. The old PulseChain direct buy pressure. This is their new thing they've come out with. Hex and PulseChain assets, including COM, Hedron, and SolidX Index, are now available for direct buy pressure. They're adding all these PulseChain tokens, which is pretty cool. Let's fuel the PulseChain bull market together. At the moment, they've got USDC and USD Tether. Presumably, they're going to go to DAI as well, but that's kind of where they're at the moment. So all these tokens from all these chains. So they've got base chain at the moment, Ethereum, BSC, Arbitrum, PulseChain. So you're going to have up to 40 chains, I believe it is. And of course, direct price pressure, making it really easy too, really easy. And of course, what they do is a lot of batching too. They batch up a lot of orders, and so they bring the liquidity over the bridge that way. So they got that way of making the bridge less congested. You know how when we do get real FOMO on, sometimes the bridge can get congested and the GWAI goes up. Apart, I think it's 5 million, is it GWAI? It's trouble processing, and it takes a while. So we probably, hopefully, won't have much of that. I think Liberty Swap's going to really help dampen down that issue, which is pretty cool. Frank White says, great stream. Thanks for covering PulseChain. You're most welcome there, Frank White. Big shout out. All right, so we had some cool stuff coming from them, and they've just been bullish all day, right? All bullish all day, the old Liberty Swap, and we've been enjoying all that. So, yeah, kind of cool. So they've been out and about there talking about lots of cool stuff. Now, we're going to scroll all the way back up here, but you can check out Liberty Swap. And I just wanted to talk about something that they had here. Let me scroll down a little bit here. In the last 24 hours, we've sent new records of USDC liquidity onto PulseChain. Isn't that awesome? Fresh capital and more coming. Cannot be more bullish than this. Isn't that great? It really is great stuff there. Direct buy pressure coming to PulseChain. And upgrading the Canon liquidity. All roads lead to PulseChain. How about that? This is all in the last hour, guys. This is hot off the press on PulseChain, and it's coming from Liberty Swap. These guys are doing some pretty insane stuff here. Now, we also had SolidX, of course. I posted this out about Liberty Swap. Of course, SolidX is in my Magnificent Seven. We're expecting their big decentralized crypto casino to be launching, and massive marketing budget and network impacts with their influencer network. So lots of cool things. We've got at least three more products coming from SolidX. So we're looking forward to that. They already made it easy and instant to bridge into PulseChain. Talking about Liberty Swap, USDC from ETH, Arbitrum, Base, or BSC straight to PulseChain. Big thanks. And of course, a lot of people are losing this now, and these guys are blowing up. And SolidX now is in the mix there with the SolidX index, right? So that includes all the other project tokens like Axis Alive and Hexfire and things like that. So pretty bullish there. So lots of cool things happening with Liberty Swap. Getting a lot of good coverage from a lot of PulseChain influencers. It is really just starting to ramp up there. Isn't that exciting? So kind of cool. And they're posting out a lot of people's stuff there. So kind of cool. But what I wanted to pick out was actually, the replies. So let's go to the replies. And we're going to go into, because I want to pick one of these out. And look at this. The Kingsman puts this out, loving the new shirts. Liberty Swap, PDI to $1, but it's got the old, it's got CC there, I guess, and the Liberty Swap girl with the old PDI on there. I thought that was kind of cool. People really interacting in a fun way. It's time to bring BNB chain builders to PulseChain. PulseChain is where new opportunities thrive, which is pretty cool. But let's have a look. Just going to scroll down a little bit further here. I wanted to get to the post that I'm looking for. Let me see here. So a bit further down. I'm sure you guys don't mind. We're going to get to it in a minute. Let's see here. Paycheck coming in. So interesting here. Our profit margin is quite thin due to our gas fees we sponsor and cover. While we are operating at a profit, it's still modest. We view this not as a quick money grab, but as a long-term opportunity to invest in and build real DeFi. So people are donating, of course, to pay for the fees. Using those coffee payments. You can send the coffees, which is pretty cool. All right, so what does this guy say? He says, at this point, every countdown, every timeline it spews out here is a joke to me. 2 more days, Liberty Swap, ? Yes, paycheck's coming in 2 days, and I'm going hard on Hex. How about that? Oh, what does that mean? That's exciting, right? That's exciting. What the fudge? So yeah, Nuke the supply in there already. So big shout to Nuke Supply. They're burning all their supply with nukes. I love that. All right, so that is that's pretty much it. Let's scroll down a bit further. Stealing this. So we got the PulseChain here, stealing that. But I want to get down to the real point. We're getting there, guys. But bullish stuff coming from Liberty Swap, and they keep bringing it. They keep bringing the alpha. We're loving it. We're loving it. So let's scroll down a bit further here. Dock it in your paycheck next time it happens in 2 days. So 2 days, we've got on the 2-day countdown. That's what I'm trying to find. So let's keep flying down. These guys are so interactive. It's crazy. Let me scroll down a bit further. We're going to find it. Direct buy pressure coming in, yeah. Let me scroll down here. Man, look how active they are. Just talking with everybody. Isn't that great? We're going to scroll down a bit further. Are you guys getting dizzy? I'm getting a little dizzy. But we will find it. Hopefully it's not too far away. Presumably. It might be deep down. It might be deeply dug here. 5 hours ago. So lots of cool stuff happening from them. Send it SolidX, $1. Let's see here. We've got to be too far away. This is how much. This is all in the last hour. I mean, is this an AI bot? You got to ask here. But ready for tomorrow. This is from Super Saiyan. And of course, we've got the Liberty Girl with one finger there. So we're all looking for this countdown for this bullishness, which is coming from Liberty Swap. Thank you. My AI premium service has expired. Just waiting for my payback and my paycheck to renew it. So there we go. So we could see some big bullish moves here coming from these guys. We're going to see. But this is the one I wanted. This is the one I mean. 2 days. This is what they put out. 2 days. And of course, they said, make the weak hands and non-believers pay. What the heck? What's going on here? What association do they have with Rich Hart, and what is happening here? And they got 2 fingers. So 2 days to go from Binance Liberty Girl here. So crazy. Did CZ approve this? So she's so chill. Got the close at the conference, lol. So there we go. And of course, that's got post by Super Sale 1 day. Thank you, my AM Proof Service. So it's getting pretty exciting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big is this thing being revealed in 2 days? Like, will it be a flop like all the other countdowns we had for the last 4 years, or is it a real deal, bro? That's pretty fun. Probably just 1 for everyone, 9 for me. I've been waiting for my paycheck to DCA into some hacks there. So some big money coming in through there somehow. So is that what they're alluding to? Some big buying there. Pretty crazy. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. Could be a big deal going on. Was it my paycheck to do the DCA stuffs there? Stuffs. Not bad. All right, so some cool stuff happening with the old Liberty Swap, and we've got a countdown, 2 days to go. 2 days to go. Let's see what it amounts to. Is it going to be some big buying, some more big buying coming in? And is it associated to Daddy who's been buying? So let's have a look. So Batias has also been talking about stuff, and I want to quickly go through this. So yeah, Batias here 10 hours ago. Batias literally the backbone of PulseChain. As you guys know, there's the big DEX aggregator on PulseChain. It really covers a lot of the volume that's happening on PulseChain. And don't believe it. Let's see the breakdown. Thousands of users swap directly on Batias, and the number keeps growing daily. Users using Liberty Swap, Internet Money, Pulse Swap, Coast, Ramp Now, Rubik, HexScout, or many other protocols. Yeah, you're still probably routing through Batias, lol. And of course, whales moving massive volume and locking in the best rates. Behind the scenes, we're feeding every AMM. That's automatic market makers on chain. They might not talk about it, but Batias is pumping serious volume into every liquidity source. And many of you, Batias is a must stop, and we know it. We're building with everything we've got out of the deep respect of Richard and the community. The game is just getting started there, and that is, of course, with Batias. So obviously you can swap with Batias there on the DEX aggregator. Now, we're also waiting for 2.0 from them, right, with the AI work that we've been doing. They did a raise for that. So we're going to keep a lookout for Batias as well. They do obviously have a token that's tradable also. So that's from Batias there. I had to cover that today. I thought it was pretty cool. That leads us into the volume for today. We've got 32.7 million. We've got the top token there up 18 hours ago there. And that's up 45%. I'm not going to say the name. You can read it. You can read it there. But that is on the move. I might quickly go to the full screen as well. And yeah, we've got Honey token here from that ecosystem. Been around for 3 days, up 32%. We've got Peasy is up 20.8%. And we've got Source on Minimal having a bit of a comeback here after that sold off. Remember, the chart essentially got rolled by the big whale. Sold 8.8 million over the last couple of weeks. And then, of course, also we've seen a little bit of undelivery from the corporate, but an overstatement and a bit of undelivery, and basically things have been deferred. So things are really being deferred, I think, into August, September, and October. So we expect more news from Sun Minimal coming up then around the dashboard and customer buying. The buy and burn's definitely been managed to the downside. And so that definitely appears to be the case based on my number calculations. And then, of course, we're expecting the big Floyn market listing, and that potentially is going to open up to high worth customers. They've got, I think, got a database something like 12 to 14,000, and also institutional access to institutions and their customer base. So we could see a lot of things happening there. Remember, Source on Minimal is the first corporate, true corporate on PulseChain, and they have a huge buy and burn mechanism there. And so we're expecting all those things to come up. They're also having a little issues, I think, with their plant production. I think it's almost done, but they've just focused on that. So we've got a little bit of delay. So you just have to be a bit more patient. It's an investment opportunity, and there are a lot of people with free coins. So and it's early. So you got these dynamics fighting each other. But we are expecting Source on Minimal to go up and to the right over time. So just be patient with that one, and obviously a big opportunity to plug up. But they're having a bit of a bounce back today, sitting at number 4 after getting sold off pretty severely back into the early range that they had, and now they're back at 3.4 cents, up 17%. So nice little pick up there. Stake ETH at the moment is at number 5, up 10%. We've got Missile from OG Web Chef up 9% as well. So we've lost a lot of all that we remember yesterday. We had all these 10% plus gains. I think we had like 60 of them or something like that on the top list. We've only got 5 today, so we obviously had a bit of a tapering after all that a couple day rally kind of thing, and we're down at the moment. So yeah, Missile, OG Web Chef up 9%, Curve Pump Tires up 9%. Halgo has still been benefiting. Halgo chart's been going off to the moon on the back of Hex, and so Halgo is doing very well indeed. Let's have a quick look at Halgo. And look at that chart. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Still holding out really well, right? Look at that. Holding out really well. Let's go to the weekly chart for Algo. But that has definitely been a boss there. Let's go full screen, shall we? Let's go full screen. Has the weekly chart. Look at that thing. Looking like a boss right now at all-time high. So looking very cool on the old Algo pair there. Pretty epic. All right, so we got Maverick as well, up 7%, 7 months. So it's up 2%. And then we're really tapering off here. But Access Live, of course, now is on to the, what do we call it, Liberty Swap. So it's now part of that index. And so that's pretty cool, the solid index with all those solid X and Access Live and Hexfire tokens and things like that. So that's up 2.5%. And of course, let's not forget Randy Alaski's token. So yeah, it's all up there, 2.5%. We've got DWB up 2.3%, Phoenix up 2%. So we've got a few little moves there. And we've got Hex pump tires there, is it? No, that's the real Hex. Hex is still over 1 cent. So that's super good, guys, that it's holding at the moment, just up slightly. And if this countdown is anything to go by Liberty Swap, we've got 2 days. We're going to see another pump come on the old Hex. Let's quickly look at the Hex price there. And that's where we're going to finish all the Hex coverage. But then we're going to do one final commentary on, of course, let me go back out of there. I'm in the wrong. What am I doing here? Where did my Hex go? Hex Pulse. So we're going to do just a quick commentary on this and see where it's at. And bam, I'll look at that. So that's where we are right now. And yeah, things are looking good, right? So we bet that downtrend. Look at that. Woo! That is hyper bullish, guys. We broke that resistance. It really is starting to get game on here. We've got a couple of weeks through, was it 3 weeks till Richard Hart talked about, and then we've got 2 days. So 2 days plus 3 weeks, or inclusive of 3 weeks, is game on for PulseChain. And then, of course, September, we've got that interest rate. Hopefully we'll get a rate cut there. And so we've got a very limited window here, guys, to pick up PulseChain stuff, I think. So we got 1, 2, 3. We're probably going to call it here mid of August, right? We've got the Richard Hart 3 weeks. We've got the interest rates there. So you got a very small window in here, I think, to pick up these coins and before they really start to take off. And we could see a God mode candle in there somewhere. It really is getting some pretty serious environment right now. So we'll keep track of all that. But yeah, Liberty Swap, 2-day countdown. We've got Richard Hart, couple weeks, 3 weeks promotions kicking off. He's going to front run a lot of this move from the looks of it rather than be delayed. And of course, we've got 15 September interest rate cuts. And then, of course, we've got, remember, we've got the BitMine there with Tom Lee looking to buy 5 million coins in the months and months ahead, leading us into potentially a $15,000 Ethereum by the end of the year. Things are about to get real. Things are really going to be real there. So the window of opportunity is closing out here. This is the door right here, I think. Take with that, decide what you're going to do. Not financial advice, all that good stuff. But that is where I think we are heading. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. Not just the tech. Ink printer in the house. We've got Harry Williams as well. Yo. Around, bought some more Pulse today. Nice one there, Harry. Well done on that one. Good move. So, things are about to get real, and we're going to see some insane numbers moving ahead. Richard has said the match story is almost lit, and of course, we'll get ready for greatness. And now we've got these time frames coming into the mix here. 2-day countdown for Liberty Swap, and of course, 3 weeks for Richard with promotions and interest rate cuts after that. It's exciting. Look at this, pretty exciting convergence here. So we have also broken this resistance here. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. That line has been beaten. That's basically our long-term downtrend here on Hex Pulse. And look at that game on here. The other thing is cool, we've got the moving averages, right? So let's get rid of the overlays. And we can see the moving averages here are looking very good. We've got the 9-day in the pink and the 34-day. That's basically a monthly here on the weeks. There's the weeks, of course, not days. And we have seen that the weekly is about to come after a bullish cross over the 34. And so really bullish there. We don't have the 200-day, but we've got the 50-day. 50 days currently up at 9,600 a penny, and we're over that at the moment. So we're really winding up for a really bullish move. RSI is very friendly at 54 on the weekly, so looking good there. Let's go to the daily quickly. Daily, we've already had a bullish cross here on the 9 over the 34-day moving average. So I think 34 is just over a month, right? So just given that, and 9 days are just over a week. So there's average there. So we've already had a bullish cross. And look, we've been riding all the way up that 9-day moving average. Looking pretty cool. We have obviously separated there. So obviously having a bit of an easement here, a bit of a pullback, and the RSI is hot. So this is why we kind of consolidate here. For me, it would be kind of nice if we came back somewhere between 84 and 89 on HEX. It'd be a nice little bounce back there. Just pull back into that zone and then game on from there. But of course, we've got Liberty Swap in 2 days. So, if they're coming in with some DCAing, some buying, or whatever they're doing, or some new product, I don't know. We're going to find out. But they've kind of hinted at that buying, and maybe we bounce from there and we stay hot. We stay hot on the daily because we've got plenty of room. What do we say? We've got plenty of room on the weekly, right, to just absolutely punish this chart of HEX and move it to the upside. And of course, a couple of weeks later, we got the old Richard Hart, right? The old Richard Hart there as well in the mix. So very, very exciting about that. So, if we take a couple of weeks here, let's take it from yesterday, and we take, 21 days. We're coming up to the 18th of August, right? So 18th of August, just looking really, really good here. What's that? The 18th, I think it's about there. So yeah, and what I've got here, I've got a slightly day over here. That's actually correct. I've got that one there. I've got two of the same things, but hey, you get the idea. And look at that. So we've got this bull across there. Now we've also got, what else we've got happening? We've got the 50-day moving average on HEX, currently at 67 hundredth of a penny, moving up to the 200-day, which is 84 hundredth of a penny. We get a cross over there. We get a bit of a pullback into the zone here. We get a cross coming up soon, maybe in the next week or two. Depends on how much we push here, but we consolidate maybe in the next 2 weeks. And of course, by the time we get that Richard Hart 3 weeks, we've got a bullish cross as well as whatever Richard Hart's doing with promotions, and whatever Liberty Swap comes in as well. This thing could get ready to rock and roll. We are talking exciting times. Exciting. Get ready for greatness. Richard's here. The season is upon us. And of course, this is going to go all the way into Christmas and beyond in the 26th. So a game is afoot. Hey, look, I mean, be serious. It's, Tom Lee and Bitmine's talking about buying 6 million coins of Ethereum. And they've got 566,000 now. And they're talking about 15K Ethereum. We are on some absolute hyper rise here. And they're all front running the move, right? They're all front running the move, the Genius Act and the stable coins, with the payment implications can have for payment systems around the world. You say goodbye to the old SWIFT system and all that weird stuff. It's going to be a game changer. So exciting times ahead, guys. All right, let's finally wrap up here. An hour and 32 minutes. I'm going way over time. But we're going to get into cryptographics. So we're jumping ship here from PulseChain over to Ethereum. But as you guys know, Taurus is on Titan on Ethereum. And I'm pretty excited about the tokenomics and where it's going to go. It's still early days, of course. We've got low inflation, so we know it's going to have to adjust to supply coming out in the future. But it has buy and burn and demand mechanisms in the mix as well. But what I'm really excited about is it's coming to PulseChain. So it's going to be called Unity, and it's coming to PulseChain soon. So I think it's be before September. So it could be within the next 3 to 6 weeks, something like that. We could see Unity jumping onto PulseChain, and so it's going to have two competing APRs, and it's going to be really fun. And this is from Cryptographics, of course, a well-known PulseChain Titan influencer. So we're going to be looking for that. Now, one thing I want to talk about quickly was a big announcement they had. So let me just scroll down here. I don't know if I had it on the link here, but let me. Not that one. That's not where it's going. I think they had some comments here. So 10 hours ago, Taurus announcement. We are only 18 days into Taurus, but the building has not stopped. We've only just begun. In the coming months ahead, Taurus will be launching an added feature of the ability to move your creations or stakes via encapsulated NFTs. So ETPs there. So it'll be encapsulated Taurus positions. So for those that are in Taurus and are looking forward to Unity launching on PulseChain, this is a very exciting development. What does this mean exactly? This means built into the Taurus.win at DApp, you will be able to simply click a button which encapsulates your Taurus position into an NFT. So whatever you've set up, whether it's a creation or stake, you'll be able to do that, and you'll be able to turn it into NFT. And it gives you the ability to move your creations to another wallet if it gets compromised. It gives you the ability to give creations or stakes as well to somebody else. It also gives you the ability to sell NFTs on a secondary market like OpenSea, and presumably when we have Unity on PulseChain, on any of our markets like Pulse Markets and so forth on PulseChain, and whatever else you can be dreamed up of there as well. So this is super exciting, and we will see some sort of interesting pricing going on there, no doubt, with this. So they're really shaking things up with this wrap version of the basically you're wrapping code around these NFT with these stakes. Pretty awesome. This opens up a world of possibilities for secondary markets and use cases builders, and this opens up an entire new market for use cases for these ETPs. So we could see a lot of building around Taurus happening as well, giving more utility, more use cases, making it much more stickier, and supporting the old staking part of the protocol, which is really is a staking protocol as opposed to an ROI protocol. Even though the ROI is extremely high right now, we do expect them to adjust to the downward side, and of course, we'll have a flipping of the ROIs between creating and staking, etc., as we get ratio changes down towards that 10 million Titan per Taurus mark. Who will be the first to build on and integrate these encapsulated Taurus positions? And this is a big key. This could add a lot extra value to Taurus, right? And so we'll just assume that Titan doesn't change in value. Of course, I'm expecting it to rally at some stage. It's got a big potential buy and burn. And of course, if we hit 15,000 by the end of the year, then potentially the buy and burn and the Titan X, will be about $100 million or so with all the protocols like Dragon X and Alias and things like that. Plus, this may be the foundation for something much bigger coming down the road. How about that? So much bigger coming down the road. That's the world has never seen before. So, I asked him, I said to him, on the stream when we had the other day, I said, what's your future roadmap? And of course, he was really crickets on all that. But here we go. We got all this roadmap coming out from Cryptographics. So, nice work there, Cryptographics. Very, very funny. All right, we got Harris William in the house here. Yo, I'm around. I bought some Pulse. I just love that, Harry. That's so good. Man, there, why bananas is going up today. You got another post there. Someone have to take it up with you. Take a shilling somewhere else. All right, so we got more details on this will be released as we come closer to completion of this deeper layer in the months to come. So think a couple month time frame for that. Pretty cool. If someone can delete Armando off the channel there, those comments would be great. One of the moderators. I don't know what channel he's on, but it's not on the Crypto Night Show. Might be on Superman Crypto or PulseChain X. We aim to get this out as soon as possible, though a project date will be held off for now. So that's coming up in the future. Prepare yourselves for the age of Taurus. So we have got indeed a big roadmap happening. It's here and it's waiting for no one. So exciting times. So that's just made Taurus only just more exciting there. So, the old poker face there from Cryptographics when he was on the show is obviously just they've got a roadmap there. Now, the other thing that they also have on their website is something called Unity Farms, which is on the roadmap too. So we could see Unity Farm come up as well. It's going to be a bit like Titan X, but their own one. Titan Farms, I should say, but their own one. So, Taurus, it's going to be not only incredible staking protocol, but it's now going to have a lot of utility roadmap added onto it. A very, very cool move here from Cryptographics. So, he wants this to be around for a long time. He wants it to be a unicorn protocol. And so, it's doing some cool things there. Very, very exciting indeed. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So now in 40 minutes, this is insane. I ain't expected to, try to keep to an hour and 15 minutes, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. All right. Take care, everybody. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to jump away to the, the final there. Enjoy the day. And I think we might go to, I've got the wrong one there. Where am I going? I'm jumping back here. I think we're going to play out some of the bullishness on the way out. Hope you guys enjoy it. This is Raoul Paul, of course. The banana part of the bull market is right upon us. We're within a month of this big move amongst PulseChain stuff, Ethereum stuff. It's already started, of course. We've got all these big players, as I say, and Richard Hart is posting out some of the most bullish things you could possibly have. It's a really exciting time. So enjoy. You guys are here at the right time, right place, finally. So bring it on. All right, take care. Peace out, guys. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase one of the banana zone. banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it, be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens will have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.